Our pets are more than just a furry friend. They are members of our families. And like any other member, you want to make sure that our pets are healthy. Dr. Kelley Gebhardt is a veterinarian at Happy Tails Veterinary Emergency Clinic in Greensboro, and she's here to answer all of your Ask the Vet type questions. So we want you to be able to have plenty of time to get those questions to us. You can text them to this number that is on the screen, 336-379-5775. Remember, this is text only, so please don't call. All right, first and foremost, let's talk about vaccines in pets, because I know I've heard a lot of pet owners say, well, my dog or my cat only stays inside the house. They don't really need any vaccines.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. The most important thing to think about when you're thinking about vaccines is thinking about the whole wellness of your pet, right? So the best thing you can do for your pet, number one, as part of the vaccine idea, is vaccines and general wellness. So taking care of your pet preventatively saves so much in the long term for catching disease early, keeping them healthy as long as possible, preventing illness. And by preventing illness and catching things early, it saves them long term so much in their quality of life, extends their quality of life, and also is economically good for you too, because it costs much less to do preventative care than it does to treat a sickness or injury or other illness. As far as vaccines, it is really important, even if they're mostly inside dogs. We are legally required to have our pets vaccinated for rabies, even if they're indoors, right? Because bats and things can get inside the house, right? Seems like it'll never happen, but we are legally required to do that. And if your dog goes out into the yard to use the bathroom, they can still be exposed to infectious disease. So getting them vaccinated for their distemper combination, which has parvo, which is an infectious disease that causes vomiting and bloody diarrhea. Leptospirosis is a bacterial infection transmitted through the infection of rodents, or through the urine of rodents. So if they go out into the yard, drink out of a puddle where a mouse has peed, even a little white tiny dog that stays on your lap all the time could still be exposed to leptospirosis. So vaccines, even if they're indoors only, on your lap 99% of the time, if they don't stay in the house and pee on pee pads, they still need other vaccines as well.
All right, let's talk about parasites then. That is something that you just think to yourself, oh, I don't even know where to go with that, and I wouldn't even know if something happened with my pet with that. What do we need to be aware of?
Yeah, so that's all part of preventative care and wellness, because heartworm disease is spread through mosquitoes. Mosquitoes get into the house. Heartworms can affect dogs and cats. So even if they're indoor only, they still need to be on heartworm preventative year round, especially down here in the South. Fleas and ticks are also a year round problem down here. So keeping your pets on proper parasite control, there's so many products now that are monthly or every 3 months, topical, oral, so many products that can keep your pet healthy and treat parasites, heartworm, fleas, ticks, and keep them healthy and you healthy too, because ticks and fleas also spread illness to people. So we snuggle with our pets, the ticks and fleas can get onto us, and then everybody's getting something that they could have prevented.
Right. Okay. So let's talk about pet insurance, because that is something we, a lot of us, we all have our health insurance and we pay a lot for that because we want to make sure that we're taken care of. Is pet insurance something that every pet owner should have? Why or why not? And what do we need to think about it?
Yeah, I strongly recommend pet insurance. And the goal for pet insurance is it's not necessarily designed for wellness or preventative care. It's there for when they're sick and injured, so sickness and emergency purposes. And there are a lot of really good plans out there now, and finding the right plan for you just takes a little Googling. But it's really designed to help you provide the best level of care you can and relieve the financial burden when your pet is sick or injured. So you need to go to an emergency clinic. There are plans, for instance, that you may have a certain level deductible, which you can choose, and then the plan may reimburse you 90% of the cost. So when you know you have a 90% reimbursement, or some insurance plans paid directly to the veterinary clinic, it really takes the stress off of deciding, oh my gosh, my pet was just hit by a car, or has a foreign body, or needs surgery, or has heart failure, major medical issues that are financially significant. It takes the pressure off, because I have pet insurance and I can provide my pet with a level of care that I want to,
All right,
because I know I'm going to get 90% back.
Right. Let's move on to cats, because a lot of people say, well, my cat is just inside my house. They don't really need to go to the vet every year, do they?
Yes, absolutely. And cats are kind of a little forgotten member of our pet society. They're quiet. They don't really, show us that they're sick. Once they show us that they're sick, they're actually much sicker than we think. And by going to the vet every year, getting those physical exams, you can catch things early and keep your pets healthy as long as possible. And that's key. Preventative care, detecting things early, getting them on medications for any issues they may have, especially high thyroid levels in cats, kidney disease. These things, when they're caught early, can really extend the life and quality of life of your cats.
All right, coming up, I see questions about healthy weights for animals. Is there a COVID vaccine for dogs? How do I potty train my puppy? We're going to talk about all those things coming up when we get back from the break.
All right. Thank you.